Hello Internet friends, so we are fighting Lord Cyssc Blackscale. It is the final mission in this series with the Rage of the Wookiees expansion. I'm not sure if this is the hardest content. The space mission is certainly the hardest. There is the avatar platform that is harder for ground, I believe, and the Blackscale stuff. But yeah, this mission is notoriously difficult. Yeah, so just fly in. I suppose the first mission you're kind of feeling like, right, I'll just try things out. I can tell you what I kind of know beforehand, which is that you need to make strafing runs at Lord Cyssc's ship. He comes in a big medium cruiser, I think it is, which is kitted out with guns, and he has an escort of 2 gunboats, another kind of cruiser like his that is another named Trandoshan that's quite tough, and a fighter escort of 5 starfighters, 2 Belbelubs and 2 Arc 170s. Everything is tier 5, but according to the guide, this is one of the hardest. I think before you go to Nova Orion and some of that high level content, this was at one time one of the hardest things. So these NPC allies are as useless as ever. You can't actually get there in time, or I certainly can't. Maybe you could park someone there if you were in a group and they could take them out, but they all die, and then Lord Cyssc comes in. So basically the strategy is keep doing strafing runs in at Lord Cyssc's main ship, take that out, and by strafing runs I mean burn towards it, shoot, 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 then burn away, boost away I should say, and that's the basic strategy. So just flying in, not checking angles or anything, I'm just gonna fly straight in, and like when you see lasers firing, that makes me want to peel away. So I haven't got the strategy down here. As I say, this is my first attempt, but IFF transponder scramble to try and buy myself some time. I'm doing something here that I later learned that you can't do, which is mess around within range of these guys and expect to live. So look how, oh my god, oh Lord, yeah. So suitably humbled, at which point I'm kind of like, right, okay, I need to figure this stuff out. Let's try showing you another attempt where I hopefully do a little bit better by coming in like behind them to start. No, I'm still in range there, but yeah, I have not got my strategy down here, but I'm just showing this so you can see what I thought was I would do a montage of like failed attempts and stuff just to talk through the challenges of the mission. As you can see, if you are in range, you are going to get killed. It doesn't matter that, I mean, with an interceptor, it's very, very weak, but I'm not sure whatever kind of ship you're in, you would survive very long. You would, and the interceptor can get out of range. That's what you want to do, strafing runs. So what I thought was maybe I'll take out the fighters first, and that's what I'm trying to do here. But the problem with that is that you're always in range and everything's firing at you when you're trying to pick off these tiny targets. One of the good things is that you can come back to the space station and repair, but that adds another wrinkle. Once you get your strategy down here, then it starts to take too long to kill things. Once you can survive, like you're doing your strafing runs and you're not dying, then you can kind of take everything out gradually. Like this is an example of just a strafing run at Lord Cyssc, then boost away, fire your capacity to shield shunt, and then go in for another run. And this is basically what you should be doing to try and take out the ships one by one, these strafing runs. And you do that against everything, starting with Lord Cyssc. But you've got to be careful when you're repairing, because if you get a little bit complacent, they know what you're up to. Yeah, so that happened, and the problem is that once you kind of you're taking things out, like I've got his escort, I've taken out the ships, the fighters, the 1 gunboat, the escort cruiser, and all of the fighters here, and I'm down to this final guy, but I've still got Lord Cyssc to do, and he's pretty far away, and I've been repairing at the station. So what happens is, even if you do well in combat, you run out of time. So that is the problem. So with all that in mind and many failed attempts, I am going to show you the attempt in which I won, and the strategy was exactly what it said in the guide. Take out Lord Cyssc's ship first, then all the escorts, and try and do it that way. And I just kept doing it until I got fast enough at killing them, and always disabling, never trying to kill things, because if you disable like an engine or the reactor, they will blow up themselves. So that's one way to save time, and just kill them fast. And by repeatedly doing it, I was eventually able to do it solo. Now, you will have noticed me struggling with this, and the solution is obvious: do it with friends. And that is the solution to this, I guess. But for me personally, I do like a challenge, and on occasion the friend option kind of removes the challenge. And this was one where I was getting so close to that time limit. I was down to the final ship, and I thought, if I can just get a little bit faster at doing this, I can win. So I thought, right, I'm going to stick at this, and it's a fun challenge. So let's watch the run where I actually do manage to do it. Like I was doing this thing where you fly past them and go in from behind, and when I was targeting the fighters, that was the idea. But actually, once they all aggro you, they turn so quickly, it wasn't really helping very much. I suppose going in from behind or below like this means they have fewer guns to bear on you, particularly the gunships. I found in this fight the gunships were the real swines. They seem to have the most punch, and two of them together is really annoying. The cruisers actually aren't as hard as the gunships, which is weird. So we're going to do that basic strategy of strafing runs, and the way I have to do it with this particular build is that, like there, I use shield shunt 2, so I've still got some capacitor power, but I don't want to go into each strafing run without ideally a full capacitor, so that I can fire for a while and also use shield shunt on the way out, because you will get hit with your shields, and then use a little bit the remaining capacitor to kind of shield you as you get away. And it doesn't always work. It takes multiple attempts, and I was always trying to do the, manage, oh right, we've got to get away, let our shields regen long enough before going in for the next attack run. But the more time you take allowing things to regen, the more time is ticking away, because you're on a time limit that doesn't make it easy. So hit this guy as many times as possible going in. If you look at the top right there, shields down to 48, armor 92, so we just need to get through a bit more armor, and then we'll start hitting the engine. And if we take out the engine, then we can move on to the next target, because eventually he will blow up, and that's true of all the ships, so you can just disable them. But if you're close to the wire, the mission is going to end, then sometimes you don't have time to wait. Like, he will blow up eventually, but the timer might run out in the meantime while you're waiting for that to happen. So, not easy. But at least when you do hit the engine a couple of times, then the ship slows down. As you can see, these guys, it's not like the Star Ravager, which kind of just keeps going along its course, come what may. Now, they pursue you. They keep after you all the way through, so they're hunting you down. And Lord Cyssc's engine's now down to 67, which means he'll be going slower, and he'll come away from the other pack. Actually, as you saw previously, on a couple of occasions, he did actually peel away from the main group on his own. I don't know, maybe I hit his engine and I hadn't realised it, but... Okay, so Cyssc's ship is out, and I've lost my rear armour for the main time. IFF because I'm panicking, and then head to the Kashyyyk station. I came up with this strategy of like not stopping at the station and trying to pull them as you fly through, like, come the station, repair while you're on the move, basically. So like a Formula 1 driver, everyone rushes out, bolts new stuff onto the ship, and you keep going. So don't stop at the station. And also, I don't really know why I'm doing this. Maybe I hit a component and I'm not realizing it, but if it's just armor, this is possibly a waste of time. I should have kept going. But yeah, so repairs on the run. And what's the other one? Yeah, and another good strategy of bringing them in here, and I don't want to say I did this on purpose, but I'm not sure, is that now I'm close to the station, so if I have to do that again, then I haven't got very far to run if they attack you at the station. They're all in this bog standard formation again, because I use the IFF, so they don't usually do this. Usually they pursue you doggedly all the time. So we're going to take out Commander Cyssc first. Next, again, I don't think these, I think the big ships, it's counterintuitive, but I feel like taking out the big ships because they're bigger targets, easier to hit in that crowd of laser fire. It just seems to go quicker, and like I say, they're not as powerful head-on as the gunships. The gunships are the thing. Real pains. But it's not how you would think, is it? You would like take out the escorts first and leave the capital ship till later. I just turn as I go in and like roll the ship, and it seems to help a little bit with things missing. You really want to jink back and forth, but then if you're jinking too much, then you're not on target, are you? And you want to hit them as much as possible with each strafing run. So it takes a while. I've got like no rear shields, just regen them, but that means my capacitor goes down to near zero. So Lord Cyssc has exploded. That's good. And then we're waiting for the capacitor to regen. If I go in now, there's a chance I won't. I'll have the droid ready, but I won't. Will I have capacitor power to use it on the exit? I think it's okay. And these guys don't seem to damage you when you hit them, so I'm kind of like, I'm not trying to dodge them. I just keep going straight on and keep firing and kind of bounce off them. Any little advantage you can get. I do, like I say, I do like these little challenges in games, and a lot of games are, particularly MMOs, they're not always the most challenging to play. They take perseverance and time most of the time, but when a challenge comes along, I don't want to, you know, it's content. I'm getting too excited there. Kind of turn towards him and just get some extra shots in. Yeah, that challenge is kind of nice. And, well, I won't spoil the rewards for this, but, yeah. Okay, so Commander Cyssc is down to 42 shields and armor 93. I should have said I tried all kinds of strategies before just going back to this default and trying to speed up. I tried space bombs, which didn't work at all. Space Bomb 2, the most powerful space bombs I could get hold of to kind of take out the cruisers, but that didn't work. They're very slow firing, don't hit that hard, and you don't have many of them to use, and you're sacrificing a gun which regens for 4 missiles per mission that you can't replenish unless you're a rebel pilot, and it's just not worth it. And I tried that. I tried swapping out these ion cannons for some other guns that had more punch per shot but used more capacitor energy. Tried that for a while and kind of that didn't work. I just found that I couldn't do this strategy of regenning shields doing that. I tried a level 8 reverse engineered gun that I have instead of the 2 guns, just that one, which I can sustain fire with that one. Don't run out of capacitor energy like I do with firing both of these, but the reverse engine level 8 gun didn't have enough hit. You know, I hit harder with these ion cannons, so it turns out in the end I feel like the best strategy or the best build that I had was this one, and I shouldn't it was just a case of having to nail the piloting side of things rather than the components. You always think there might be a trick, and I would be up for that. Like if the space bomb had worked, like one bomb in the middle of the cluster of them that explodes and kills tons, I would have been like, yeah, that's using resources and a little bit of intelligence to win. But it just wasn't working for me. We either use skill or Twitch skill or a little bit of tactics. Alright, so we've done both of the cruisers, and it's just that you really, the only thing is you lose track of time when you're doing missions like this because it's so frantic. It's like, am I ahead? Have I got time to do the gunships? And these are the real arseholes. The two gunships. I think I'm going to do flyby of the station here and just ask for a repair of my front armor. I don't think I took any component damage, but it's not worth risking it. And we go back in full and try and take these guys out as fast as possible. If we can take both the gunships out, and by take them out I just mean disable them, as we did with the capital ships, then we can hopefully destroy the fighter escort fast enough that we beat the timer. That's what I'm thinking. If I were to start some dogfighting with the fighters at this stage, I would have less time to kill the gunships, and there would be less time on the mission timer for them to run out, for them to self-destruct, you know what I mean? So we've got to take the gunships out and leave them sitting there with no engines, and then eventually they blow up, and while that's happening we can shoot the fighters. You see what I mean? Even though we've taken out two of the two main capital ships, the gunships are really still hitting us so hard that they are the problem. They are the problem. If this mission would be easy if it weren't for those two gunships. Gotta go back again. You know, to say that this was the mission where I was down to the wire on it. This is my third repair. So, but the thing is, I might not actually be losing time here because each strafing run I do have to go away anyway, don't I? So while I'm going away, my stuff is regenning, my shields and capacitor. I might as well be getting repaired at the same time, and maybe that's why I'm sort of still on target here. I think before, in the earlier missions, I was either attacking or running away like 6,000 meters, or whatever it is, space meters, to the station, and that was taking a lot of time. But I'm right near the station here, so that could be why. So shields, you know, like down to 46 shields, and we haven't hit any components yet. That's the second ship dying. Exploding somewhere off in the abyss. I haven't got time to try and get behind the gunboats. They take, you know, get an angle on them so they can't fire all their guns. And anyway, I don't know if it would even be possible because they just turn on a dime and they're always heading straight towards you. So look how quick these guys are. They want blood. There's a little bit of a bug for me. It happened there. Like, I'm targeting his engines and then I lose target lock, and I'm not pressing any buttons. It just sometimes deselects the engine, so a shot that should have hit the engine sometimes doesn't. Constantly checking that we're still targeting the engines. Make sure we hit the right guy here. There we go, engines. And I'm not sure the difference between engine and reactor to this day. They seem to do the same thing. Like, if you take out the reactor, you would think, well, now they haven't got powerful weapons. But I tried that earlier and took out the reactor and they were still able to fire, so taking out the reactor doesn't seem to have... Maybe it decreases rate of fire and stuff, but they can still shoot. So on this particular occasion, shooting engines and getting one of them to slow down so it leaves the pack leaves it behind seems like a more immediate effect that might be useful, because you can shoot them then in isolation. But it's very tense, like, oh god, it's like, please let me do this. Literally, I don't know how many times I attempted it, maybe 20, 30 times. Can it have been that many? But if I have any redeeming features its stubbornness. I don't give up. Keep going. Everything in order after last pilot command, ready to execute a new one. So we've got the IFF transponder scramble if we need it. I did on a couple of occasions start using the one, what is it, IP something burst. It's like a powerful EM burst or something, which does damage the enemy. Oh, gunship down to 10% there. The only thing with it though, when I use it, it seems to get rid of my shields. It does a little, doesn't damage my components, but I lose all my shields when I use it. I can't remember that being a thing before, but okay. It would help if you shot the right gunboat, and I haven't realised he's down below me there. Sometimes you just get confused. I'm confused which of the arrows I'm looking at, white or red. After all this time, I think when you're panicking, you do, but sometimes you forget the basics. That's why people make bad decisions in a crisis. This is definitely an online. It is a Star Wars crisis. All right, so one more gunboat, and we must be really close to running out of time here. And there's no way to rush it really, other than get. Oh, we lost all our front armor because I'm trying to rush. We just got to decrease the amount of time, take a few more risks, I think, with the capacitor power and the shields. I haven't got time to go back to the station really. Just got to keep doing these quick passes, double firing my weapons to try and punch through. I use the rapid fire when I'm not sure about, like, when things are jinking around or there's a lot of enemies and I'm jinking around. Occasionally try and do the punchy shot. I fire everything. There we go. He's not a cakewalk, but he's just a gunship, a level 5 gunship. So he's not. I'm probably not going to die at this stage, but I might run out of time. That's the problem. Shields down to 47, armor 50. Got to do one. I've got to do a powerful attack run and take as much out of him as possible. I've got to regen the shields, wait for the capacitor. Man, and I feel like I've done as good a job as I'm able with the money that I have to kind of get this ship as efficient as possible. There we go, down to 34 engine. That was a good shot. That was potentially the decisive attack run. We go in now and just take out that final engine, because it doesn't matter that we're not shielded, because as soon as we hit the sky, come on, right, that's it. Now the timer to him self-destructing, I'm not sure what you really call it. They just blow up automatically. That timer is running now, so while that's happening, we can take out the ships as fast as possible. And we haven't got time to wait for these, so just got to take out the fighters. What I should have done, oh no, disable the target. Why am I not destroying it? You need to destroy it. I haven't got time to wait. Regen. Yeah, I mean because I think also I'm potentially within range of the gunship, which can still fire its guns at me. So you've got to be careful here. I think I was getting overexcited. So we disabled one. And now I think I just need to kill these. I don't think I disable them. I think I kill them, don't I? Surely. Come on. Flipping Bellblub. Why can't I kill it on one attack run? I'm sorry. I'm not talking because I'm tense as well. watching the footage, like, come on, hit it, no, hit it, come on. Yeah, I'm doing it now. I'm supposed to be killing things. And the last one, that's not a mission target, that's just a random NPC. You know, it would be, I remember thinking at the time, it would be so frustrating if now I just had this one ship to kill and the timer ran out. Come on! I fucked. Oh, I'm swearing. Alright. So an escorting craft has been destroyed. One remains. And I thought, oh no, I've got one more to do here. But cycling targets, I don't think there is. That's it. Oh, God, I was tense watching it. It was tense doing it. It's tense watching it. I need to lie down now. So that's the final mission. Mission successful. What a lovely sight after trying so many times. So it was good. I mean, there were some weird missions in this quest series. Some that were very easy for the level that I'm at, and then a couple, particularly the space missions, that were so surprisingly hard by comparison. So let's go and turn in this quest finally and see what we get, see if it's all been worth it. I think it's definitely been worth it. From my perspective, I've enjoyed this immensely, so whatever the rewards are. But you can apparently repeat this mission every 24 hours and you get one of those vengeance cannons or a borstal disruptor, some good weapons that you can reverse engineer. So you can kind of farm this once you're done going through. Gerson, the Force be praised, Lord Cyssc is dead. You have won a grand victory for the Alliance here on Kashyyyk and for freedom everywhere. If you have not done so, Kaima would have a word with you. Alright, dude. Oh, well, we had a nice chat and we did some stuff together. We achieved a lot. Couldn't have done it without you, my little dog, furry dog friend. And Kaima, I knew that my faith in you was well placed. Naplu, if you have done service, yearning to be free from such dark forces, I present to you this medal as a symbol of your bravery and determination. I've got a badge. Rage of the Wookiees to your badge collection, Kashyyyk content. And like I say, I've never done this. Thank you. I never did it in the live game, so it's great to be back in Galaxies doing stuff that I never did in live and getting badges that I never did in live. How awesome. So, yeah, let's see what we got. Kashyyyk medal, a Medal of Honor, Biolink. Looks like it doesn't have any stats on it, but, you know, that's cool. So, we could wear that or sell that, potentially. I don't know who's going to buy a cosmetic item like that. We'll see how much it's worth on the bazaar. But who knows? You know, it's a one-time item, one per character, so you're not going to get it back if you do sell it. Alright, so thank you for watching. What to say about this series? I've really enjoyed doing it. I wonder how the YouTube experiment has gone and if people have watched. If you've watched all the way through, thank you so much for doing that. I am experimenting with YouTube, as I have said many times here. Look, Naplu, it's good to see you. It looks like you are not the only one returning. The Blackscales are sending... This is MMOs, right? It never ends, does it? We've just done all that and they're back again. I'm sorry, I cannot help you. I'm not doing it over and over again. Flipping heck. Yeah, and so, yeah, this has been great, and I've already identified another quest series that I could do in this vein, like a series of videos. So I hope people enjoy it. Do let me know. That's really important. I don't know what to do on YouTube without people letting me know, so please do that. I really appreciate it. I like reading your comments. I like getting to know you all, and it's great when you support and stuff. So alright, let's get home. And usually what I do when I get home is I head inside and I have a little bit of a sit down and watch a telly. I wish the tellies were, you know, I could get something better on this telly than just scrolling text. Look at him. He's absolutely knackered. I don't blame him. The G-forces in space. The G-forces. See you guys. Thanks again.